Welcome to Super Fun Game Review Podcast Go. A look at modern and retro games with a dark sense of humor. Introducing your hosts, Steve.
Well, I'm a wreck now.
Harry.
Put it in my mouth.
Clark.
That man had one testicle and hit home runs, goddammit.
And Joe.
This went off the rails very quickly.
Let's start the show.
Whenever you're ready, Harry.
I. Welcome back to another episode of Super Fun Game Review Podcast. Go! Across from me this evening, Mr. Joe. Good
Do
job.
you need help? Here, take my hand.
Take my hand. To the left of me, Mr. Steve.
Really? That bad? Oh, yeah.
And I'll be your host this evening, Burr, who left the freezer open. Well, that's right. This evening, we're going to review Resident Evil 2.
Ooh.
The remake.
Oh. Yes. Ow.
But before we get into the episode, a word from our sponsor.
Do you mean Deep Creek Glass Works?
Deep Creek Glass Works.
Deep Creek Glass Works. Since 2013, Deep Creek Glass Works has been bringing you handcrafted, durable works of art made of glass. You guessed it. Would you like some wine glasses? Boom. Got it done. Would you like some sun catchers? Boom. Got it done. Do you want other neat stuff made out of glass that you don't put in your anus? Boom. Got it done. Go visit Deep Creek Glass Works, work spelled WORX, .com. And if you use our promo code super fun, you will receive 10% off of your first purchase, and that purchase will come to you. That purchase will come to you regardless in crush-resistant boxes. And I don't know if you guys could remind me how much is the shipping?
Free.
Free.
$20.99.
I thought it was $1 million. Turns out, according to Joe and Deep Creek Glass Works, work spelled WORX, the shipping is free.
Show is.
It is. So checking them out on Etsy, Instagram, Facebook, all the social medias, and their website.
MySpace.
You know what? If he hasn't, he should.
Zanga.
Zanga, Jesus Christ.
Where teenagers go to slit their wrists.
I really hope that site is dead because I never want to see anything I've written on Zanga ever again.
There's definitely some yikes material on there.
A lot. Yes. But check out Tanner, deepcreekglassworks.com. Works, WORX.
Today.
Today.
Boom. All right, back to the episode.
Yeah, exactly. You guys will notice that Clark is not here tonight.
He's getting a full frontal lobotomy.
Oh. He's finally getting that done. It's about time.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't sure if it was the lobotomy or the bionic penis, but apparently, brain comes first. Mental health.
Either way, it'll be an improvement.
Yeah, that's true. So, Godspeed, Clark. Hope you're doing okay. Cheers.
Hope both your heads end up great.
Yeah.
And they're both on the outside of you.
Yeah. Just like William. Oh, different.
So let's do the impressions of Initialist. Steven,
Oh,
would you like to start?
Sure, I will. Well, obviously, we have played this game before because we have done this game for the podcast before, and that's my first initial impression. This one with the updates and the remakes with better graphics, and it kind of tweaks the storyline a little bit. I was looking forward to it to a certain extent. This is not necessarily my type of game, but the Resident Evil series is one that I don't mind. That being said, I will be very upfront and honest. I played on the assisted mode rather than the standard. Only because actually the recording of this got pushed back by a little bit because of me, because I was not done. Doo-doo.
Boo.
due to other circumstances, but at least I did say doo-doo.
He pooped his pants. Couldn't record.
I made some poops.
Yep. Steve shit his pants on the drive over here the night we were supposed to record it.
And then I had to go home
And that was what he said why we couldn't record, and then he went home and actually finished it.
Well, I mean, I was wearing khakis, so that really makes a difference. If it was just like jeans, it blends in. But I mean, you're working with like tan pants, so it's only
that's
so much.
like desert camo.
Earth tones.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not.
a good look.
I'm not
Yeah.
hiding from the one thing that I'm scared of:
Mr. Hanky?
Harry's penis. I'm scared of Mr. Hanky. I'll fight him in the streets.
My penis, on the other hand.
Yeah.
Very scary.
Surprisingly, both are a piece of shit.
Oh. Joe, what are some of your impressions?
Oh man, I haven't played Resident Evil 2 before. All of my Resident Evil experience has been through this podcast, basically, outside of Resident Evil 5.
Oh, God bless you.
I thoroughly enjoyed 3 when we played it, and I knew that this was basically on the same engine, and obviously the 2 remake came out before the 3 remake. So I knew that there was going to be some differences, but mostly the same as far as the engine went. So I was pretty excited about it. But
Cool.
knew nothing other than that.
Cool.
Right. And I think it would be good to point out Joe played on PC, and
Yep.
I played on PS5, which I also think Harry played on PS5.
Oh, I played on 64.
Okay, I was wrong.
The remake?
Yeah.
How many cartridges is that?
It was like 19.
Every room you just change cartridge.
Yeah, it is wild.
Dark Room, cartridge
Oh,
2.
God, Mr. X.
God, that'd be fucking terrible.
Yeah,
Be like a box of cartridges, like your Gloomhaven box. Just like clink.
All right, so Resident Evil 2. So I love the original part of the Resident Evil franchise. I think
No
I'm
way.
super critical when it comes to the later games in the series. And what I mean to kind of break
Harry
that
doesn't
down.
like change.
No.
No, I kind of think IPs should stay within their same like little realm that they're in.
Did you hear that, Joe? Harry pees. Because he said IPs.
I'm just saying, if you want to make a vastly different game, make a new IP. Stop trying to suck the titty off of a previously
Gotcha.
well-established IP.
Get off that leftover milk. It's dried up. Don't touch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If
Harry
you want to take a risk, take the full risk.
Go
Stop-
for the new titty, not the old dried out titty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So
hungry.
I really enjoy the first 1, 2, and 3 Resident Evils. I'll even throw 0 and Code Veronica in that boat because they're pretty much in that same category.
Okay.
Things drastically change in the series when you hit 4, 5, 6, and they've also drastically changed again when you hit 7 and 8. So having said that, revisiting this as a remake, I enjoyed the first remake that came out on GameCube, and I enjoyed Resident Evil 3 remake that came out on PS4, 5.
4, yeah.
Yeah,
4,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I had a feeling I was going to enjoy this game. It was right in between the other 2 remakes that I thought were very well done. And I think Capcom is really good at doing the remakes. They stay true to the original game.
Good Catcom.
Yes, Capcom. So small story behind this. I always fully intended to play this, but I started to crank it out like right after release. Ralph made a joke saying, so we were under a cram session where we had to get some episodes in. He was like, oh yeah, no, I beat Resident Evil 2. Let's just do a duo episode. So I like picked it up and started like cranking through as quick as I could. And I was like, I'll be done in like 48 hours, Ralph. And he was like, I'm kidding. I didn't even buy it yet.
Oh, Jesus.
I
Killed
fucking-
my momentum.
I
and
fucking miss Ralph.
and I stopped playing the game. But I really wanted to beat this at some point. I just kind of needed that extra push, so that's why I pitched it.
Yeah.
As I knew it was going to be a quicker game to get through, and I really wanted to just get this under the belt. So
Yeah.
that's a little story leading up to this playthrough of Resident Evil 2.
All
Harry
right.
always wants a little Claire and Leon under the belt.
Yeah. Harry swings always. Always.
Well, let's move on into game development. Back up. Let's do a better transition. let's open our fuck.
So much better.
God damn it.
Go ahead. Just let it sink in a little bit, and there it is, and then just say it.
Let's crank open our item box and search out game development.
Game development.
All right, Resident Evil 2 Remake game development.
What?
So the original was made in 1998. So following the release of the 2002 remake, which sounds like a million years ago.
21 years ago.
Considering it was also a remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. The first remake is amazing, by the way, as well. So they originally had plans right after... What's that?
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. So originally after the first one that they made, they had plans to make the second one, but they didn't want to kind of pull away from their development on Resident Evil 4. Just kind of going back how far this
Jesus.
is. So they kind of waited, and it ended up being 2 generations later.
Yeah.
But okay, so some of the issues when they were developing Resident Evil 2, so zombies have been used in video games countless amount of times at this point.
Here and there.
So they had concerns, well, how do we make zombies scary again, kind of thing. And part of the issue was, so they had like the jump scare tactics because you used fixed camera angles.
Yeah.
So again, that was fighting against them. So in this game, they had to kind of cultivate the scares through the lighting, the fogginess,
the uncertainty of things if actually dead.
Yeah, true. And there was
going
that.
through a door.
And the layout of rooms to like conceal enemies in certain corners. Right. So they had
more natural blind spots.
Yes.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah. No,
at least for me,
for
it
some.
worked.
For
Yeah.
some.
Yeah.
I am some. Call me Dim.
So they also changed the character models a little bit. And this was because they had like the polygon shapes back in the day. So Leon's shoulders, they kind of made a little bit smaller. They had like big bulky shoulders before. Ada had a pretty notorious red dress, which they changed to the trend. Ada Wong.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't meet her, did you?
No.
Sorry. Ada Wong, she's a character on Leon's storyline.
Okay, gotcha.
She's like the equivalent of Cheryl is to Claire.
Okay.
Like another NPC character you play a little bit.
Gotcha.
So Ada was changed to a trench coat rather than a red dress. And there was a couple other character changes as well to go for kind of like a more photorealistic look.
You know, it did feel like they made a focus on trying to open it up a little bit, like in the areas that you were in, rather than being like more claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And feeling like you were trapped within like this small little bit.
Small hallway, alley, or whatever.
Which I think does play into like the updated engine that they're using to actually run this on. You know, it kind of gives you a little more opportunity to move around a little bit and feel like you're exploring to a certain extent without like really exploring too much.
Yeah, I thought it was crazy. Like, I mean, they're obviously milking it. That's what Resident Evil does. But, like, even still, like, they sold 11.2 million copies. Like,
I mean, it took a while to actually get Capcom to, like, follow through with actually doing a remake. You know, it's like one of the original, I think one of the original producers or someone else was pushing for it since the early 2000s. And they're like, no, we're not going to do it. No, we're not going to do it. They just keep proceeding with the series. And then eventually they're like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead with it. We could probably make a few bucks. And they did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they hyped this up quite a bit as well, like leading up to the launch. And I think Resident Evil 3 kind of fell in like the curtails of the Resident Evil 2 marketing train. Just running on the same engine, and it was like a year later as well. So but yeah, no, I think that's basically what the one other thing I want to add, and I'll touch on this more in the music segment as well, or the audio segment. Included in the menu, you can always change it to the original music as well from the original Resident Evil 2 game.
Notice. That's cool.
I did not get that far.
Yeah. So really cool. Like, so that first hall that you get into the police station.
Yeah.
they like just hearing that classic music, like it just brings back so many memories from childhood.
You're like, I remember sitting in my bedroom eating cheese curls, playing this shit or whatever, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now here I am in my basement of my house eating cheese curls and playing this again.
I will say, so they also made some layout changes in the game to kind of enhance some certain characters, and I'll touch on that more in story as well.
Okay.
Because one thing very early in the game, so like the lead up to the police station was very quick in this game. It was like a very quick tutorial. I think you run past a couple zombies, down a stairs, up a stairs, then you're like in the police station.
Yep.
It was at least like a 5 to 10 minute run to get to the police station in the original game, and they moved that segment to a later portion in the game, which I thought was kind of odd, but they have a couple reasons behind it. So
Okay. Looking forward to hearing that.
I don't think I have anything else.
Neither do I.
Cool.
Let's board up the window and move on into story.
Story.
Resident Evil 2 is a survival horror game that takes place in Raccoon City during a zombie outbreak. The story follows Leon S. Kennedy, a rookie police officer on his first day, and Claire Redfield, a college student and sister of original protagonist Chris. The game offers the option to play through the main campaign as either character. A deadly virus engulfs the residents of Raccoon City in September of 1998, plunging the city into chaos as flesh-eating zombies roam the streets for survivors. The story will be told through the perspective of both Claire and Leon. Playing as each character, you will experience a different side of the whole Resident Evil 2 story, encountering different supporting characters as well as facing different key enemies. Without giving away too much, Claire receives the antiviral agent from the West Wing of the lab to save Sherry Birkin and delivers it to her mother Annette after a brutal battle with the horribly mutated William Birkin. Claire and Sherry escape Raccoon City via train. Leon's ending in Resident Evil 2 takes place in the spooky depths of the Umbrella's lab. Leon searches for the
G-spot.
G-spot.
Let me look for that G-spot.
Yeah, Leon searches for the G-spot. At the behest of Ada, she wants the virus secured so that they can avoid a repeat of Raccoon City. After a long battle with Mr. X, Leon finally secures the virus and escapes with Ada. The true ending of Resident Evil 2 takes place directly after both of Leon and Claire's endings and can only be unlocked by playing through both campaigns.
Yeah, because I think, Harry, you're the only one who actually played.
Yeah.
Both
Actually, they left out something very important, which let's kind of work up to it.
Who's they?
Yeah, maybe not say they left out. It's like, something that is of importance. Yeah.
Yeah, so what's the true ending?
We're not there yet. Let's
Okay.
work up to the ending.
Okay.
Let's not start the conversation with the ending.
Well, I mean, at least, like, Claire's just looking for her brother, and then just goes
She finds
on.
out in like the first hour that he's not in town anymore.
Yeah,
And
then
she's like, oh, I guess I should leave too.
yeah, let me stop by this gas station. Oh, it's a guy named Leon. Let me talk to him for a minute. Cool. We're going to be best friends throughout the rest of this game whenever I talk to this guy, because he's always there.
I'm going to see him for 5 minutes.
Yep. Sounds
there's
about right.
There's a fence between us. Meh.
Oh, man, I got to shoot a bunch of stuff. Man, they're dead. I'm going to go on a train, and we're done, because here's a child that doesn't have a mom anymore. Guess I'm the mom now.
As a freshman college student,
Yeah.
the 6-year-old is mine.
What do you want to do? I want to see where you live. Okay, that sounds great. I'm going to take a shower. Me too. Okay, great. Roll credits. That's all I got from this.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's go back to the very beginning. It's something that was very disappointing to me.
I think we nailed it.
So in the original Resident Evil 2, so it like the Resident Evil,
The real beginning.
the early games
Before the real ending. I get it. I get
The
it.
real.
they were all over the place real.
Back when they say the true.
Yeah. So there used to be like Resident Evil's known for like their corny lines.
Yeah.
And booting up this game, the trucker, if you remember the trucker that loses control of the tanker at the beginning,
I do.
who separates Leon and Claire right from the get-go.
That was my other
One of the
intro.
lines he had in the original games was, "That guy's a maniac. Why'd he bite me?" And it's such a quotable line. And I was like they could have thrown stuff in like that, but I think they went for a more
serious tone.
Yeah, more serious tone.
That sounds like my wife.
There's still some campy shit in there though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's just one of those lines that really, really sticks out. So it's kind of disappointing to not see that. But
so that's the real beginning.
yeah. Well, okay, so tell me about Claire, I guess, a little bit.
We just went through Claire.
I'm just a girl.
So
little old me.
Comparatively, they did expand on the whole Sherry thing. That whole orphanage thing, never in the original game.
Right.
Okay.
That was a darker part of the game.
Okay. Yeah, that was dark.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that was not in the first game.
Yeah. Okay.
I think like they did try to not only like upscale the graphics, but some of the dialogue that I know. I had a thing in my throat. Sorry.
Well, that's graphics. We're talking audio. Okay. Story? No, I'm just.
But like the relationship between her and the cop in the very beginning, where it's like you keep checking on him, and
black guy always dies. I don't write the stories.
So like you keep going back and forth between like different points within the story of Claire, and like he's there and he's like he's doing okay, he's talking to you, and then he's not doing so great, and then he's not doing good, and then at one point you come back and then he's just like full on zombie, and it's like I gotta kill you. And she even makes the comment like after you have to like shoot him down when he like rises up from being dead.
Yeah,
it's
she's like, just stay down, please.
She's like, oh, I'm sorry. And that just feels like Claire's character like the whole way, where she's just like apologetic and sorry. It's like, obviously you're going to feel bad because maybe she just thinks, oh, these used to be people, so I'm still treating them as people. I'm just putting about 7 to 8 bullets in their head until they stop moving. And
he actually had a much larger role in this game, because in the original, he gives you a key, it tells you to get out and locks the door, and then the next time you encounter him, he shows up as a zombie.
yeah.
So he was actually around, I think, to make it not as quiet,
Right.
or to have somebody to have dialogue with for a little bit. Right. Not that it was much, but it adds, because there really wasn't much in the first one. It's not
until you meet Sherry.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not until late in the
You're
in
like
the
5 hours
station.
in by that point, basically.
Do you also come across him at some point or some fashion as playing with Leon?
Yeah, because they were supposed to work together. So I imagine the dialogue was probably a little different.
Before he gets bitten, then?
Yeah, so like I don't know if you noticed at the desk in the police station, they had a welcome desk for Leon, and there's all these party streamers
Leon.
and balloons and
Yep.
everything.
I didn't notice that.
It was going to be that was the police station he was going to work at, and that was supposed to be his first day.
Yeah.
And they had
What
all
a
this-
rough day, right?
yeah.
How would you feel walking into a new job where they got fucking streamers, your name real big?
I've had
and,
that. I mean, granted, that office was full of nothing but women, so that's why there was some extra. If it was like nothing but guys, they'd be like, "Hey,
how's it going? Mix your bad gin."
and then that's it. That's it.
That's kind of funny to me. So he had a bigger role in Leon's story?
He did have a bigger role. And the other one character I wanted to get to a little bit, the gun shop owner. If you remember him, maybe you didn't encounter him.
I don't remember the gun shop owner.
No.
No, I guess
Like
you don't.
That
No.
cop
You
and
remember in
Leon.
the original game, there was a gun shop owner. They crash through the glass and they kill him right in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Remember how that wasn't in this game?
Yes.
So
What, do they crash through the front of the police station?
when you leave the
Convenience store?
No, when you leave the when you go out to the streets from the parking garage,
yeah.
Okay.
Up to the orphanage?
as Leon, you encounter him there. You run into a gun shop. He has a whole scene where it's revealed he has a daughter there that was bitten, and he's just waiting there for her to turn, kind of thing. And there's a whole scene where he's like, "Get out of the shop! You guys got to go!" And he locks the door behind, and you just hear a gunshot of him shooting his daughter.
Ugh.
Like they added that whole thing to the game.
Yeah, that was not in Claire.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, because I think that was the segment that included Sherry's
Yeah.
escape
Right.
kind of thing. And her whole run through the courtyard with the dogs, if you remember that. That was also an original part where it was supposed to be before the police station that they added later in the game.
Oh,
With like the basketball court.
The basketball court. Yeah.
That was an early game
Yeah.
thing that didn't have zombie dogs, that had just regular zombies.
Yeah.
But that was like a whole segment that was pre a police station in the old game, but they made it a middle segment in this. So weird
The
placement,
in-between.
but
Yeah.
they still included it.
Right.
So I'll tell you a little bit about Ada. So I guess she's like a PI
Okay.
or like a detective.
Okay.
Her intentions are to, I guess, acquire the G virus and sell it to the highest bidder on the market.
Sure.
Essentially.
Okay.
So
So
it's
she's
not
like
revealed until the end, but
Right.
She's like a mercenary type then.
kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda. But she has inside people. There's a whole cell scene that you guys missed out on with Leon, where that's when Mr. X kind of comes into the picture because he punches right through the concrete wall and grabs the dude and squeezes his head against the concrete.
Mr. X is in Leon's
cute.
entire game, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Claire has a death scene with Mr. X, right?
Right.
You mean where Mr. X dies or where Claire dies?
Mr. X.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
X
Yeah, yeah,
dies
yeah.
From,
But he's in
from
the
Birkin.
entire game for Leon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the entire game.
Yeah, I'll tell you the scariest point.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know when you're in
Jesus
the
Christ.
labs?
That's honestly why I didn't play Leon. I was like, I'm not.
I'm so
myself
I'm so
through that.
glad I did it. He gave me so much goddamn anxiety. We'll get to that with gameplay.
I'll
but
tell you what was
fuck
scary,
that.
though. I don't know when Mr. X came into the picture for Claire for you, but when I played...
Once you get to the third floor in the police station.
you fuckers.
Yeah. It's literally like you're on the third floor, then once you never have to go back up there again, it's almost over.
So he's basically around almost the entire police station for Claire B.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you have to basically get through the whole police station with him on your tail.
Fuck that.
My God.
I mean, it was like half of the police station with Claire, and that was
Yeah.
too much.
I found out tricks, which we'll talk about in gameplay. There
Okay.
are ways to avoid him and trick him and stuff
I'm
like
Yeah.
sure there's
okay.
ways to get him stuck in a corner or whatever.
that.
Whatever
Honestly,
the
a lot of it is just running. If you walk, he doesn't know where you are.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I didn't realize that until late.
Nice.
Anyway, so I
Yeah.
guess we could fast forward to ending.
Okay.
So where did it leave off Claire A for you guys? It was a little kind of hazy what you guys were saying about that.
So, William was still on your tail. He was not completely dead, even though you thought he was dead at some point, or at least, just like the type G, like G was on your back like the entire time in one aspect or another. You met him in a lesser fashion, like midway through the game, and then he popped up one more time in like the bottom of the laboratory.
Where he's like way wingspanned out
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
that shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then at the very end, when you're trying to take the train out of the laboratory because everything's falling down upon you, because you have Sherry on the train, you've met her mom. Mom gave her the antidote, and then mom dies because William fucked her up way too bad, which was the second to last boss fight. And so the very last boss fight is you versus William, and then William dies, and then you just have like a fully powered train at the very end, like, we're getting out of here. And Claire just like sees Leon on the screen. It's like, hope you're doing okay. I gotta go.
Just
and
so
then
happens
pushes
to
the
be in front of the right camera.
Yeah. And then just pushes the lever forward, and they're like, we're getting out of here. What do you want to do, kid? I want to see where you live. I need to take a shower. Me too. We're going to have fun. End
Yikes.
screen.
Yikes. What an ending.
And then at the very end, like after the credits, you just see like elevator doors open, or like the train door.
side of the door, the train,
like
yeah.
something opens, and you just see like little feeler hands come through, fade to black.
Okay, so Leon, similar fashion, he's running to the train,
Okay.
hops on it, they're reconvening there, and then
Does he get on the engine? Because our Claire's train.
He gets in like
was
the middle of the
engine.
train,
Okay,
but he
so,
walks up.
So that must be where like there's a scene that the train connects at some point, because there is in Claire's where it shows a lack of a better term, FMV, where it shows like two train cars coming and connecting and then moving forward, because otherwise she's just on like a rotating platform of the engine train, like going down, and then she just flips the switch, the train, the engine goes, and then eventually you just see another train just connect. And
Yeah,
then,
it has it's like 4 or 5 train cars long, whatever.
yeah,
that
no,
they're
by
riding
the
down
end
there.
it is 4 or 5,
Okay.
but you're just like, where did these other cars come from?
They're totally not necessary for Claire.
Yeah.
No.
But it is a final boss on the thing. All you just got to do is stand in front of it and just light it up with your biggest guns. Boom. Done.
Did you get the machine gun at the end?
The minigun?
The minigun? Yeah.
Only for Claire.
Okay.
It was not for Leon.
All right, that's probably gameplay. Let's get to that. But.
So you kill that final boss, and then here's where they make it a big twist. So they get out of the tunnel, and then somebody's driving towards you, and then it shows like Western style, like Leon at his hip, and he tells Claire and
Beat it, kid.
to hide off on the side of the road, and this thing's getting closer and closer, and the guy looks out, and he's like, "Hey, do you know how to get to such and such?"
While they're on the train?
No, they got off of the train at the end of the tunnel.
Oh.
At this point, after that.
Oh.
So
Okay,
they park
yeah.
the train, get off, and they're just walking out into the desert or whatever. And then
To
this guy
die?
drives.
Sounds like a good place to go.
Yeah, and then they have this whole scene where this trucker is coming, and he's like, "Oh, is it a zombie driving a truck?" Apparently, I don't know. I don't know what his thought process was, but he had his hand like it was like a Western style, like
Yeah.
let's draw.
Like a revolver?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
So there was that, and then he was like, "Ah, you guys can come out," and then they're like joking about the apartment, and hey, we got to get a puppy now, and like this is the like Sherry is just assuming this is the family now, like in the period of a half hour, she is like written off both of her parents.
Mom just died. Fuck her. You're my mom now. You're my dad. Let's get a dog.
Well, you know William was her dad too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, she just witnessed both of her parents die,
That's
Yeah.
wild.
and yeah,
And she's ready for a puppy.
yeah.
Fucking kids, man.
And so now here's the big thing. In the original Resident Evil 2, it ends with Raccoon City getting devastated with a nuclear bomb. Just wiping out the city.
Did that happen?
Now, maybe
in-
that didn't age well in today's modern world. Is that like too sensitive?
I don't know. When was the last time a nuclear device was dropped on a country? It's been probably about like
When it's
80
been.
years.
Yeah.
Just saying. It's like, I mean, you can drop a bomb on a city. You just can't talk
should
about
do it
any
again.
any sort of like disease that's spreading worldwide.
Did you say we should do it again? It's been a
fucking
while.
around.
It's been a while. We got to bring it back around.
Gotta get that warm feeling.
Yeah, very that
Get
radiation
that glow
heat.
inside.
You're glowing.
I thought that was like a pretty odd change, though. Like it made sense that somebody would nuke it, just because they know
Yeah.
what was going on there.
They're like, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Delete.
But not
Odd
this time
choice.
around.
Odd choice to
Yeah.
leave that out, honestly, and the way that they did, just walking off in the sunset.
Yeah, that's
talking
weird.
about it is very odd. Yes, that's kind of the story. Mr. X is a version of Tyrant from the original Resident Evil 1.
Yeah.
Essentially. I don't know why he's wearing a trench coat.
he's there with it, and then at some
He
point,
was just really into ska for a while.
well, he has the black coat, black shoes.
Black hat.
I did not see the Cadillac, but
No Cadillac.
But he is a time bomb.
Yeah.
That's a ska reference.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Rancid.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But I don't know. It's like a little bit of like getting like a chapter of Sherry and seeing like the police chief like in that sort of like background of like, oh well, this is how Umbrella is like farming their candidates type thing. did give a little bit more to the story than what we got in the original Resident Evil 2. You know, it's just kind of a little more depth to it, which, you know, I'm not mad at. And there was nothing of, was Sherry at all a part of like Leon's story, or was it just,
No, he sees her like when he gets on the train. He's just like, "Who's this?
Oh, okay.
Who's this little girl?"
Who's that kid? Where'd you come from? I'm Leon. Okay, train go bye-bye.
Oh, and I should mention, because you guys didn't see it, so Leon does have like a pretty iconic scene where Ada gets shot by Sherry's mom,
Okay.
and she falls over the rails. You know where like the trifecta
Yeah,
bridge
the
thing?
platforms are.
Oh,
Yeah. So she falls over one of the edges, and they have this whole scene where he's gripping her hand, and then she slips,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But she's later in the series, I believe, so she's not dead, even though it looked like she would fall to her death.
Yeah. That's
I
a
didn't
long
see her
way.
land.
It's a long way down.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that too.
You dead, bitch.
Yeah, so I think that wraps up story. It's not super deep, but
They never
Yeah.
are.
nah.
It's Resident Evil.
Yeah. You know.
Let's get those tasty lickins in and talk some gameplay.
Gameplay.
Number one, those fuckers were scary. They just popped out of nowhere. Number two, I will say, at least for the jump scares, because I was wondering how they were going to do that with the being able to control the camera angle a lot
To
more.
try and take an advantage of an angle
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
like, where's that going to come from? So having like zombies right behind doors, so when you walk through, then all of a sudden it
Yeah.
pops out to the right, or
Like the door swings right, and then it's just like you basically hit the zombie with the door,
yeah,
and you're just like, "Fuck."
or like later in the game with Claire, when you're going through the laboratory and you come across the like ivy zombies,
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
plant-based
yeah.
zombies, the vegan zombies. And
Flame round Lost City.
Yeah.
You only had the flame rounds on the grenade launcher to take them out.
Yeah.
So Leon gets a flamethrower.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, it was better because I could use the I forget what they call it, but like the shock stick, and if you
Spark
Yeah.
shot.
spark shot. So if you hit them with the spark shot, they would at least go down
Yeah,
and be
they'll go
down
down,
for a
yeah.
while instead of expending like a shit ton of ammo. You can hit them with one spark shot, and it would be down for at least like
Enough time to run past it and shit.
2 or 3 times. Like
Yeah.
it may still be down until like you did another big action in the game.
Sorry, real quick, because I don't know if I unlocked this by beating Claire first or Leon first. Did you guys start with 2 handguns as Claire?
No.
No. Eventually,
missed a gun, actually.
Well, when you get to the, I don't know if it's just because of the version that I downloaded, but when I got to the police station, there was a different handgun waiting in the item box for me.
Oh, you must have got a collector's edition.
Because
or
I
something.
started with like the SLS or the SLS
Yeah, yeah,
60, and that was the one I started with. And then there
Did you
was,
get a revolver? It was like a 6-shooter revolver.
No, that was the revolver where it
Oh.
only had 5 shots, and then there was another one.
Oh, you're right.
No,
I didn't
actually,
have that
no
gun.
shit. There were 3.
Yeah, I
There
was
were
saying, I
3.
thought I had 3
Oh, yeah.
guns that could use regular handgun bullets.
Yeah,
And,
so
and I had leveled up bullets. Did you have leveled up handgun
eventually
bullets?
for
High
the
caliber
for the
rounds.
Yeah.
for the revolver. So the revolver is what you started with, and then there was another gun waiting in the item box, and then there was another handgun
Yeah, I thought
that
so.
that you got, and that third handgun that you find is the one that you can upgrade, like for like the extended mag or like the fast shoot or something else.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
there-
She had a lot of guns, I felt like.
I never found that pistol. I found the attachments for it.
Oh.
And
Oh, really?
When I found the first attachment for it is when I realized I missed it, and I was just like, "Fuck!"
Well, up until you get on the train to the lab, you can go like
Pretty much anywhere.
Pretty
yeah.
much anywhere,
I mean,
yeah.
I wasn't trying to.
I gotcha. Did you get the machine gun?
The submachine gun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
And
There was no. Was there a shotgun in this game?
Leon's.
For Leon.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Leon only had the shotgun.
They have
we
both
did not
have different
get that.
guns.
The when I first picked up the grenade launcher, I thought it was a shotgun because like the inventory skin for it like looks like a fucking shotgun to me.
It does. Yeah.
And I was like, I literally had it, and I was like, well, I'll just throw it in my stash until I find shotgun shells. And then I didn't find shotgun shells for a long time.
Yeah, which should tell you
And then
I'm
I was
probably
like, maybe
not
I should
getting...
actually look at this thing and see what rounds it takes.
Well, I mean, it's like even like the gunpowders tell you it's like and like the high explosive or what high grade gunpowder where it's like, oh, 2 of these are acid round or one of these and something else is submachine gun.
Yeah,
Like-
but you couldn't make flame rounds. Like, come the fuck on.
Yeah,
They've gotten rid of a certain type of round. Actually, they've gotten rid of 2 different rounds. There used to be grenade rounds. So there used to be 4 different kind of rounds for the grenade launcher, and I guess they overdid it. But there was the flame, acid, grenade, which were like more explosive, and they also had freeze rounds. I could see why they got rid of freeze rounds. They're kind of
I found it weird. Like at the very like throughout, it's like you have 30 minutes left in the game. Here's another hip pouch. Like, how many hip pouches did you get? Like, did you get one like?
I got a full square.
I
yeah,
fucking lost count.
I did too.
I was close though. If I didn't get all of them, I might have missed one.
I also, to be fair, I used a walkthrough, so I wasn't fucking around. So like my game time was extended because of the walkthrough, but being on assisted, it made it easier, or at least like I was prepared for what was to come because I had to get the dick.
Gotta get some dick.
I was prepared for what was to come because I wanted to get the damn game done.
It's gonna come.
Done. Yeah, I did too.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a little necessary. Maybe not to the point of that, but like.
What, the hit pouch in the last 10 minutes of the game?
So the problem, a couple things I got to say on this, actually. So they give you a lot of items, first of all. And
a lot of key items, which is the problem.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And part of the issue with the original games is you do a lot of just item box runs where you're like, okay, I cleared these couple of rooms. Now I got to go dump all that shit at the item box.
It makes the game unnecessarily longer.
Yeah, it does. So I think it fights against that a little bit. You still have a little bit of that going on where I find myself over equipping sometimes because I'm like, I'm going to get myself into a jam and I need everything on me to get through some of these encounters. So I'll carry like 3, maybe 4 guns sometimes, which is a little overkill at some points. Like you could probably get away with just 2. Just have a primary and a backup.
Especially when they start to take up 2 spaces in your inventory. Yep. Like the machine gun starts
Spark
with
shot,
1.
2. Like
So then you get like the shoulder rest for the submachine gun.
Yep.
So now that takes up 2, and then you have your grenade launcher, which is 2, and then spark shot, which is another 2. So there's 6 out of whatever the fuck you have space.
12 maybe.
Plus the ammo.
Yeah.
And if you want variety,
and like maybe a healing item on you as well.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
it fills up quick. It really does.
Because I would imagine, Harry, you played on standard.
No, I played on assisted.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Did you play on?
I played on standard, and I fucking
See, that's so unlike you.
I hated every minute of it.
All right. Well, then
lie.
let's ask Joe.
Well, okay. But my reasoning for doing it, like I know, at least in Resident Evil 3, it seemed like you unlock stuff to make your subsequent playthroughs easier.
You're right.
So I was like, okay, let's just tank through a playthrough, unlock some stuff,
so you can do the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my theory behind it. That, and I haven't played through this yet, so I wanted to just play it casually.
Yeah. So, Joe, when you were running through, did you have 1 healing item or 2 healing items in your inventory, like at all times?
I might have had 2 for like maybe an hour.
Okay.
Total.
So otherwise, you were just running through with
I only
just
saw
1.
1 first aid spray the entire game.
Oh,
wow.
Okay, that's very different.
No, we're using the map to clear rooms of items?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most rooms, yeah.
Okay.
I might have left like 1 or 2 here and there, and it was like stuff that I like looked up in a walk. I looked it up, and I was just like, "Nah, fuck it. I'm not going back for that. It's not worth it." Because it was like way the fuck across the police station or whatever.
Fair.
And I was already getting chased by Mr. X, and I was just like,
a red herb.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
You know?
Wooden board. It's like,
Yeah,
no.
I was like, I'm going to lose more just going there to do that fucking run than,
Got it.
Right.
than it was worth. So I didn't. But most of the time I did, yeah. But I didn't have many healing items the whole game. My ammo was sparse. I think the flame rounds, I might have had 12 flame rounds the whole game.
Oh,
Okay, wow,
really?
Yeah.
So they definitely pump up the ammo.
Yeah, by the time I got to like the Ivy guys,
Yeah.
I had like 3 rounds going into that.
To be fair, that's not too different from
You were
what
about
you
to say.
find
Yeah, you don't-
even on assisted. Like
Okay.
the flame rounds are very sparse.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to use them that often.
Yeah.
No,
And I used a lot of them on the William fights, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. When I thought flame would be better than acid, like the grenade rounds, but really like acid, there was no difference between the two.
Yeah.
Like really coming
Yeah.
down to it for those, because I use them very, very sparingly. The only time I use flame rounds before, other than boss fights was for the liquors. So that way to like knock them down and then hit them with like a flame round or
Right.
something else, and then they would sizzle up, and then I'm like, all right, cool,
Cool. Don't have to
I'm
worry about
right
it.
there. And
Yeah, because I feel like there's like damage per second in those flame rounds.
Yeah, yeah. They have a
and,
burn.
yeah, there is. There's like a burn rate or whatnot where
I couldn't get anything to like catch though, which I was kind of upset about.
that
Like if I had a liquor burning and a zombie walked through it, they didn't like take damage or anything.
no.
I was
don't know.
really hoping for that kind of stuff.
There was like a point or two when I thought that would be a smart move, but I was already done doing the thing or like hitting the thing with the flame
Yeah,
round
yeah.
to be like, well, maybe next time. And then next time comes around, it's like, I forgot about that. Maybe next time. And it just kept cycling over. And then like getting into more mainly like the Ivy zombies.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, there's a few spots where you have like 2 or 3 coming at you.
Yeah.
So maybe we can get them grouped into one spot, and then once they're all
Yeah.
spot and
tried that.
drop, and then try to hit them with the flame round. I didn't even get to that point because I already like spark shot
Yeah.
all of them, and maybe flame round 1 because that's all the ammo I had.
Yeah.
Because the rest was sitting in my fucking item box.
Oh no, there was 0 ammo in my fucking item box.
I had so much
No.
between handgun, submachine gun. Like I already had like maxed out submachine gun ammo before I had the weapon itself.
Yeah,
Like
no.
200 rounds.
No, I wasn't like that at all.
Yeah.
No, I was like closing in the end of the game there. I literally none.
Joe actually
No.
like went full through like the standard. Yeah.
There's ways to not give you a ton of extra ammo,
Yeah.
but so your weapon attachments that you put on,
Yeah.
if you wait to put them on until you're out of ammo, it
It'll
fills the
refill.
clip.
Yeah.
It's free ammo if you time it.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah.
Oh.
So whenever
Shit.
you add an upgrade, wait to use all the ammo first.
Interesting.
That's a cool little thing.
Yeah.
Just to, I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Game the
but-
system a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got annoyed for the fact like when I found a new handgun, I could not remove
Oh, the bullets.
The bullets.
I know. It drives you nuts.
from the first one
And
to
you're like,
put into the new one. I'm
Those
like,
6 bullets are gone forever.
6 bullets. I had 25 in one of them, and
Oh,
then I'm
yeah,
like,
no.
oh, let me switch over to the fucking revolver that has the high powered ammo. Oh, okay. Well, I already have 25 loaded in with the extended mag in the other handgun, and now I can't pull that
You
out.
and your handguns.
There- I-
That 6-shot revolver was the only handgun I had.
That's your fault.
I mean, like I said, I missed it somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I realized it early, and I was just like, fuck.
I will say there was a period of time when I was playing with Claire that I had 0 ammo, like
Oh,
early on in
yeah?
the playthrough. And that was my scenario B too. So Mr. X was around
Oh,
like right from the get go. So
Oh yeah. That's something. So
that actually made me.
Did you
like-
have to do like the whole like moving the bookcases and all of that bullshit
Yeah.
with Mr. X chasing you?
Uh huh.
Oh, fuck that.
I mean, we did too.
I found
With
some
Claire.
loops.
He was still on your.
he was.
He
He
was
was
still
on that
chasing
spot.
you.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple times where it's like I'm sitting there and I started after a few podcasts ago about not playing with headphones and listening to the speakers on the TV.
Yeah.
I played this with the headphones going through the PS5 controller.
Yeah.
And then I'm just in there and I'm trying to and I thought of fucking Joe in the middle of this because I moved one bookcase, I moved a second bookcase, and then all of a sudden, don't.
Like real
I'm
faint, and you
I
can
got
hear it behind you, right?
And I got it. It's like I got to move this bookcase, and the gameplay is still going, and then I'm like, fuck, he's here. So I turn around. There's a zombie in front of my face because I thought I fucking dropped him. I did not. He's up. He's in my face. So I go pop, pop. Try to put him down, and then all of a sudden, out of my left peripheral, like around that other fucking bookshelf, there's fucking Lurch just coming along. It's like, so motherfucker. I'm like, holy shit, where am I gonna go? And then I just have to like run up the stairs and try to go through another door or something else, and then go all the way
Just
around
kite
the
him
fucking
around
police.
until you can get him far away when you go back.
I cannot tell you how much fucking Mr. X gave me anxiety. I will be completely honest, this is a little bit of the reason why I can't get through these games as fast as I do other ones.
Same.
Because it gives me so much fucking anxiety at the end of the night where if like I'm playing till like 10:30 p.m., which is like reasonable like stopping time, I will not sleep until 1 because my blood pressure is up so much that I cannot like separate myself from the game, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
And I just like hear it in my fucking tinnitus while I'm laying there in bed in deep silence, and like I can't. I fucking can't.
Nice.
I mean, good on the developers and everything because they're definitely knocking it out of the park, but I can't, man.
Speaking on the zombies not knowing they're dead or not, it drives me nuts a little bit because like in the classic ones they would always leave a pool of blood underneath them when they're dead.
Yeah.
And they don't do that anymore.
No.
But I will say it was kind of nice with the knife as like your testing tool.
Oh yeah, go up and slice them if you hear. It's like, oh, you're still alive.
Another way to save ammo too, just using that.
Yeah.
I got the achievement, by the way, with the flashbang. If a zombie grabs you, you jam a flashbang in his face, and then you shoot the flashbang with your gun.
What?
It's an achievement.
Awesome.
It's pretty wild. Okay, so Mr. X versus Nemesis. Which one gave you more anxiety?
Mr. X, definitely.
You think so?
Yeah, Nemesis was much more cinematic in his chase scenes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They were much more predictable.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, there's that suspense where you're running from him, yada, 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 but it is a very linear path you're running for. There's a clear, focused thing that you're doing, right? It's run from him. With this, it was like, no, you're still solving this puzzle. You're still collecting these items. You still need to, like, shoot zombies, but, like, he's also chasing you. It was much more open. Like, Mr. X is way worse.
Okay. And it's the ever-present Mr. X as well.
Yeah.
It's not just a timed thing.
Right.
No, and until like you see him in Claire's story like get sliced in half, that you're like, oh, this is done. Like he's not coming back. Everything beforehand is just
From the first time he shows up, you're like,
yeah. And
loved
then
running into a safe room, and then he just walks past the door as it's closing.
yeah, or it's like you're up on the 3rd floor, and then you make your way down to the 2nd floor, and
he's
just
like
working
stomping
through.
around above you, like
Because
right on top of you.
Especially with him, it's like you feel like you're safe sometimes. Like you get so focused in the puzzle or something else.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been around in 4 minutes or whatever it is, and then all of a sudden you just hear the. And you're like, oh fuck, I forgot. Here he comes, and then he's like, you just do like the quick turn around, and it's like he's right there. It's like, shit. And a few times I'm sitting on the couch and I'm playing the game. Morgan's out in the bakery, and I just exclaim an expletive, and then she just like pops her head around the corner like, "You good?" I'm like, all I need to say is, "Scary dude." She's like, "Okay." It's like looks at me and is like, "You vagina. Like, what are you even afraid of?" I'm like, if you only knew what I was dealing with right now, you would understand.
So hold on. I need to touch on something you said.
My
4
penis?
minutes. Does he time out? Did he time out for you guys and then just go away for a little while?
No, I was just making a example. I mean, I'm actually sure he would be on you in less than 4 minutes. There's no way he's giving you that much of a break.
Yeah. I was going to say, because like, I felt like it was like 30 seconds or something. Like, it was like if you weren't in the safe room, like if you exited the safe room, you had like 30 seconds, and then that was it.
So
No.
if you block line of sight, and this works even if he's in the room kind of thing, he'll just go back to wandering.
Yeah.
But as soon as you start running, he hears that, and he'll come towards the running. So if he's out wandering, I would just walk.
Kind of like the lickers, where if you run,
you can
they
walk past
detect
them.
you, but if you like step carefully, they
yeah,
won't.
they won't.
Yeah.
And you can look right at them. I've seen videos.
I didn't know that until I was done this game.
Oh, I panicked around the lickers anytime and just started firing. Anyway, they're freaky.
Not
They're just one
not
big
wrong.
muscle. Yeah, geez. Oh, one gun they left out of this game. I guess they just filled it with like 8 different handguns for Claire. But she had a crossbow in the original game, and they left that out. And I felt like that was such an iconic gun.
Could you like retrieve your arrows and stuff?
No. And it
of course not.
shot 3 at a time, and 2 went out the side.
Like get a 90-degree from the front one?
Yeah, it was like
So-
45. It was like one
Okay.
straight and then 45-degree left, 45-degree right. Shot another 2.
Think of like a Contra. It's
like a spread shot.
Spread weapon.
Spread
Yeah, it's
shot
like run them out. Brah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So maybe there are reasons why they left that out.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, because at least with Claire, you had the handguns and the 3 handguns. Sorry, Joe. And then the grenade launcher, which you had acid and flame rounds, the spark shot, the submachine gun, and the minigun at the end.
Which is insane. Like, Leon only had, I think, like 4 guns. Handgun, shotgun, flamethrower, and magnum.
I would have rather had that loadout.
It was better. 100%.
That sounds way better.
It was.
Is it like a chemical flamethrower where you just needed gas or something else? And
Yeah,
then
I don't think there was anything
I
else.
think with Claire they took like the revolver and then made that to where
The high capacity or the high
it,
power
it could
round or
be like
whatever.
the regular like 9mm ammo, and then the higher grade ammo loadout, where then for Leon they split that into 2 different guns, but then just had the shotgun, which would have been fucking awesome. I mean, I don't know how it
Was it good, like with spread shot and stuff like
Oh,
that?
yeah. The shotgun was amazing.
could you
It
leave
was
it
high
like
powered. Too.
could you leave it like dialed in and wait until like kind of like crimped into the focus and then
I don't remember there being options with it. It was just kind of point and
yeah,
kill whatever's in
not
front
so
of
much
you.
that, but like I know at least with Claire and like some of the handguns, like if you brought up like the reticle and then you
would aim better
it would
if
be
you held
that,
it.
and then if you held it,
I
it
don't
would like
remember.
it would kind of like focus in a little bit more, and sometimes you'd be able to like one shot zombie, but it was so far and few between.
Oh, I'm pretty sure this would one shot a zombie. If 2 shot a liquor.
The shotgun?
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
It wouldn't get it on 1 though, which bothered me because then they'd pop up
Yeah.
Well,
real quick.
And you're like, "Ah!"
that was also like the Ivy zombies, where if they were standing and you hit them with a fire round from the grenade launcher, they would only go down, but they wouldn't sizzle and die. But if you down them first with the spark shot and then hit them with the flame round, they would sizzle up and just be non-existent by that point.
Puzzles real quick because I wanted to touch
yeah.
on this because
I wanted to touch on this too.
I in general, enjoyed the puzzles in this game. They were more simple in the original, and they elaborated a little bit with like the electric grid where you have to move the squares around to make the current
connect
correct.
the wires or whatever.
A real small one, but the gears where you had to replace the gears and move those
On
in the
lift.
bell tower thing.
Yeah.
in the bell tower.
tower,
They're just the chess pieces and the little riddle thing
Yeah.
on the wall. What other puzzles were there?
I feel like having the other one was like the statue where you had to find like figure out the
Oh,
right
yeah.
glyphs.
Oh yeah, with the Bible in the hand or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's also the water or getting the pesticide.
Yeah, the
chemical-
vial
yeah.
at the end for like the antiviral.
That was probably the
type
most
thing.
pain in the ass one because I would fuck it up so many times.
Which I did find out
Yeah.
there is an achievement in getting that done in a minimum of 8 moves.
You mean a maximum of 8 moves?
Minimum of 8 moves.
I mean, I could do 100
maximum.
moves.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sure. but like getting it done in 8
Median
moves.
of 8 moves.
I will say there's a achievement for like the least amount of moves that you can make to make it like proper is
Right.
8 moves. I guess that's probably a long-winded correct way to say it.
Oh, and also the puzzle with the frequency things. Did you guys fuck around with those?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
did one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how you
were
get a hip
few.
pouch. One
Yep.
of them gives you a hip
Yep.
pouch.
Yep. There's that because I think there's 3 of them because there's 4 different settings on the wavelength like radio
Murph.
monitor. Yeah, Murph.
Yeah.
There's Murph, Muff, Off, and Cuff.
Smirsh.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
the one you do just turns on the lights, if I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah, it
mistaken.
does.
Yeah,
I love it.
Down at that lobby area where all the zombies are taking a nap.
Yeah. Sleepy. They're so sleepy.
Yeah.
And that's the hallway with the 2 lickers that pop out of the fucking ceiling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of me.
right.
Both times. For both playthroughs.
I was even using the walkthrough, and they said it's like there's going to be a liquor. There may be another one, and just walking through,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, I was like, fuck. I was still. It's like I was warned, but I was still scared. Like it.
Oh, I forgot
hit.
about it the second time I got there.
Nice.
and I panicked. I really panicked.
That's where I'll say I'm very glad that I did assisted because I had so much more ammo to throw at these fuckers. Like
Rub
when
it
they're
in.
like, you could take it out, you could sneak by. I'm like, I'm just going to kill everything that I fucking see because I don't want to deal with this again. That's
No,
it.
I skipped a lot of shit.
I'm sure you did.
Okay, so we're still in gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my biggest gripe about this game.
All right.
No dodge.
Have you tried
It wa-
hitting back on the stick?
Well, yeah, but there was a dodge forward and there was okay, let me rephrase.
All right.
You had way more agility in the 3 remake of like being able to avoid enemies and stuff like that,
Could you? I don't remember.
like mid attack and stuff. You could actually like avoid shit.
Okay.
I don't remember.
And like this, I felt way more robotic.
I think
As far as like running around, I was just like, I felt like I was running with like concrete in my shoes or something.
I will say the character model felt like he was running slow or she was running slow.
Yeah,
like
it was just weird.
yeah, right.
And then like when you would turn, it was very like, I don't know, man. It was just weird.
I don't remember that being an issue in 3 though. I'll be
No.
honest. They might have polished that between the 2.
And I think that's kind of the downfall of playing 3 before I played 2, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But like if that's what they did, I'm like if these types of things were seen when they did this when it came out, and then they fixed them for 3, kudos to them.
Yeah.
Is all, you could say it that way.
I don't know. I did not have that much of an issue when it came to like the character movement.
Yeah.
It did feel like when you for running, it felt like a very slow in place jog kind of way.
Yeah, kind of.
It
but
felt
that's,
like I was driving a boat.
it's
Like if you were running and you turned, you couldn't like just turn.
it was a loose.
had to, like-
it was a loose stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, there was a
But
little drift going on there.
which is also where it's like more. I think that's just kind of like ages the remake itself, or
But
at least the game, because it's not going to be like the pinpoint turns or as responsive as something like Horizon Zero Dawn, where like you hit and like there's a little delay, but when you hit, like they curve and they hit that angle hard. Where in this game it's like you hit and they're like, and then just kind of like drift off to the side a little bit. I think it's just more of, you know, I don't know.
It adds to the survival horror, I think.
It does.
And I think that's probably why they made that decision.
Yeah. It's another one of those ways to make up for that like fixed camera angle thing, is to make it like, no, like the controls like aren't going to be great because like they're going to put you in situations you don't want to be in.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because you can't do that split screen type of like, you know, like that fixed camera angle, like going into a corner for games these days. People are going to be pissed and they won't buy it.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought the controls were just like, they just felt slower. Like I played 3 a lot. Like when we reviewed it, I gave it a great review. I played it several times.
I know you did.
And I played this and I was just like, that's why I played standard. Honestly, it's because I played 3 and I was like, I love 3.
All
like
right.
I'm in. You know, I'll just leave it on standard, which I don't normally do. Like,
no,
anybody listening knows I'm usually playing on easy. I'm looking for the story, like you know, that kind of shit. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll go standard.
You went all in.
Yeah. And then I was like,
at least someone did.
Yeah, like right. So like I played in. I was like, I think about the time I got to the top 4 of the PlayStation, I was like, these controls, man. Like I don't remember it being this bad. And it just was, it just took me out of it. It made it less fun.
Yeah, no, that's fair assessment.
3 felt way more like arcade-like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool. Anything else for gameplay, gents?
Oh, yeah. So one thing I also wanted to note. You mentioned it. You mentioned puzzles, but the locks I thought were interesting. The locks in the PlayStation. Combinations were the same.
They were on both playthroughs. Yep.
No, they're the same in 3.
Wait, the combos?
Yeah, the combinations are the same.
Oh,
like the DCM on the locker on the second floor and shit. It's the same in both games.
Oh, because you revisit the police station. Yeah. That's kind of cool.
No kidding.
Well, and that makes sense, though, because it happens on the same night. It's just different people's perspectives.
Right.
Huh.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That would have been wild if there's a
awesome
scene where you
detail.
just see Nemesis running in the background.
I noticed
somewhere.
that on my own. That's how much I played 3.
Okay.
That when I was like, oh, it's the same fucking combinations. I didn't even look
SCM,
for the
I
second
knew
one.
that
I just put
one.
it in.
Yeah.
Oh God,
That's wild. But no, that makes sense though. It 100% makes sense. That's kind of cool.
Oh, good on you for noticing that.
Yeah.
I would not have gotten that.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
I had to look up the codes every single time. It's like, here's the locker. It's like, I'm not going to fucking look it up.
Oh yeah, yeah. I did the same thing. I was like, I have no time for that.
It's like 6, 12, 27. Cool. Got it. Oh, look at that. An extra clip. I'm good.
They're the same on both playthroughs too. Whether
Yeah.
Claire or Leon
well, there
does
was
it.
like one where it was like, oh, where you unlock this and you get Magnum ammo, and I don't think they changed the loadout that you got from that locker, so it just said
It gave you like Leon's loadout for Claire and
so it's
Claire's
like, oh,
walkthrough
you
or whatever.
so it's like, oh, you get Magnum bullets. I'm like, I haven't had a Magnum gun. I haven't seen anything with that. And I open it up and it's like a different type of. I think it was like the high grade for the
the first time you got
for
it
the
or whatever.
revolver or something like that. And it's like, okay, maybe they missed the copy paste.
Sorry, I almost forgot about this too. So I don't know if you guys developed any of the film. Those got you a lot.
I did one.
Those got you a lot of the passwords and like gave you clues to like the unlocks, which you could have figured out probably without it. Anyway.
Yeah.
There is a late game film role that you find, I believe, in the sewers.
Yeah, I kept that one.
If you backtrack and it,
There was no way. I was like, it's so far.
okay.
My walkthrough took me through this.
Okay, so each player, so Claire, well, I think there's different roles of film. There's one that's like a skimpy outfit of Rebecca Chambers.
Like a
It's very
cheerleader or
1998.
something.
yeah, 100%.
She was a
because it was like a
cheerleader.
thing you could find in the originals. So I think
Yeah,
they wanted to throw
yeah.
it in. But there's also one that shows 2 hidden locations for Claire and Leon. And if you go and check those locations, there's no like item icon on it or anything like that. But if you check,
You just have to inspect it anyway.
yeah, you
Yeah.
inspect those 2 specific locations that are in the film, and you get like 2 items.
It was like in the STARS office, and there was like the one single office compared to like the bullpen, basically, where everybody else. Like, so if you went back and like you opened up the,
there was a safe in there too, right?
I don't know about that one, but I know there was at least like you open the drawer, and the drawer like gave you like a bonus item.
Oh, okay.
And then if you looked again, like you could just run off. But if you ran away, came back, looked again, then there was like a second item like behind it, like something like that.
Yeah, and I don't know if they included in this game. I think they did. But I think there's an item you can check. You know, the desks. You were the STARS room. It's like on the second floor.
Yeah.
I think there's a desk. If you check it like 50 times, it unlocks something.
Oh.
That was the thing from the original Resident Evil 2. You just check it, click on the text 50 times, and then it eventually unlocks an item or something for you.
That's crazy.
I did not see that.
Actually, I think that might be the
walkthrough.
Rebecca picture thing.
I don't know. You can get the Rebecca picture differently.
Steve
like,
knows.
through. Come on. Not wrong. But no, like since like using the walkthrough, like
did you get all the pictures then?
I did. Okay. There was only 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, one of the rolls of film
So I
had
missed
2
one, then.
pictures to it. So I mean, there was really like no difference between anything.
Interesting.
You didn't have to click on text 50 times because by this point in 2019, they were like, we're not going to make people do that anymore unless we're Elden Ring, and then just hit this wall 50 times and then it opens up to a passage.
Sorry, one other thing I want to talk about before we get out of gameplay, and we should
Just one, sure.
I don't know if you guys played the extra mode that you unlock after you beat the game.
Did not.
It's like a time trial thing.
Okay.
They've done it in a lot of the classic Resident Evil games where you pick a character, they have a set run that they have to get through to get to the end.
Yeah.
And then you only get whatever's on the character.
It's like a predefined loadout type thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You compete against people. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just the timed, and there's very specific enemies and challenges in each room.
Yeah. That's why I loved Resident Evil 5. It was basically that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they're pretty tough, and I think the characters are like I mentioned, the guy who shot his daughter. It picks up right after he shot his daughter.
Oh,
he's
God.
Like, he gets a call on the radio that he can get out of here, so he's just like, oh, bye. Just
he leaves. He's like, I just shot my daughter. I'm going to go.
Now, I don't know if you noticed the dead woman on the sheriff's table in his back office when you're playing with
I did not notice this.
there's a dead girl, like lady laying on, it's like a pool table, I think.
It was very dark in that room, so I might have just missed it.
It's where
Wait.
you go to get the key when you're playing with.
Oh no, there was like it was basically like a teenage girl on the table that he was doing experiments.
Oh, yes.
She's another one of the
quote, unquote.
characters, I guess, that you play through a time trial.
No shit.
So a
Okay.
lot of these are either like post events or pre events, I think.
Because I noticed her like when you went back through as Claire, and you're going through the office after everything got fucked up, and if you look back, she's like pinned between like a bookcase and the table itself, because I was going in, I'm like, and I'm worried, I'm like, I know there was a girl there because I saw that as Sherry. I don't necessarily trust them to not spring something like that on me. So where's she at? And then as soon as you walk in and you turn the left corner, like looking down like where the key was and the table used to be, which I think was literally just a pool table. It's just bookcase, pool table, girl in the middle, sandwich. So it's like at her head. I'm like, she's not going anywhere. We'll be okay.
She's background art now.
Yeah.
So it's a cool little mode, but it is really fucking hard. I could not get past like 4 or 5 rooms in.
Yeah.
It was kind of brutal. We good to wrap up gameplay there?
I think
kind
so.
of move
think
things
so.
along.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time on that. Let's stab that knife into a zombie's neck and talk some graphics.
Graphics.
Step. Just the inventory space was my downfall towards the end of the game because I could not choose what to take with me because I like having an idea that I was coming up to a boss battle because they always let you know it's like, hey, here's a typewriter, here's an item box, here's a couple green herbs. I'm like, we're gearing up for something expansive, so let me throw some extra herbs or herb concoctions in there. Let me put in at least 3 different guns, which all 3 guns need ammo. One of them is grenades, so I'm going to put in flame, I'm going to put in acid, and then I have 4 items left. Explore. Got annoying.
You want to reintroduce graphics? Or?
Shit.
It's fine.
So the inbox looked cool.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Why did nobody
I
stop
couldn't
me?
tell the full squares from the empty squares. They all looked the same.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay, so I want to point out a couple things that maybe you guys didn't pick up on. They replaced some enemies, and I don't think they made. I think they made one good decision and one bad decision here.
Yeah.
So the one that I think is good. So the plant zombies at the end, they were not in the original. They were actual plants. They were like walking plants,
Like a pot.
It
Kind of.
Think of the thing from Mario with like the teeth and everything. It just tentacle whip arms.
Yeah.
Think that. So they
Bless you.
replaced those with these. I think I'll give it a thumbs up. I think it was probably a smart play.
There's the thumbs up.
The one that I did not like.
Here's the
He's still
thumbs
got his
down.
thumb up. He's still got a thumb
here,
up.
No,
wait,
wait. Oh, no.
literal
There we
thumbs
go.
down.
Oh, boy.
That's down.
In the sewers, do you remember those like sludge monster things?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
big snail-looking guy.
They were not in the original. That is a new concept. It was like the spiders. Do you remember the big furry spiders known in
Yeah.
Resident Evil? Those were the things in the sewers. And regular zombies crawling out of the water. I could have done without the sludge things.
I understand that you need something like extra, but at least on
They were
assisted,
ridiculous.
they were
over the top.
they were very easy to handle. It's like, oh, acid round, submachine gun, dead. Like they were literally like
This
nothing
guy's using ammo over here like
on,
he's got
on
a
his
lot.
system. Yeah, and I did. Yeah, that's where you fucked
I
up.
did.
Don't
I
put
told
that on
you
me.
I hated it the whole way through.
Yeah,
I had no
That's-
ammo the whole time. It was just constant panic.
that sounds like it would be a bad time. Like seeing them for the first time, be like, "What the fuck is this?"
So yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of those.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of those either.
I don't even think the design was. They just looked like a mess.
It was like I don't know. It was like a smooth.
A smooth amoeba.
Like it was weird.
Smooth amoeba.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was just like a really big bacteria.
yeah. I
Like,
mean,
just-
there was no like,
And it was like
there-
bigger than the pipe it come out of.
Yeah.
Like to surprise you.
Well, that's because it has
like-
such long legs, Joe, and they just pop out, and then they try to add like a file or something else to explain this new enemy, and it really did not give any sort of like
Context, really.
context.
Oh yeah, I
detail or
skipped right
something
through
else.
files. I didn't read a single one.
I mean,
I have a problem with those things.
yeah,
I hate files in games.
Yeah,
I
Not my thing.
I read all of them.
you always do.
I
And
know.
just get out of
sorry.
here. Yeah,
I'll
please.
be
You
reading.
should apologize.
That's in the
that's
chat
fair.
for Steve's reading.
Yeah.
Got to move to Florida where they burn that shit.
Congratulations, guys! I'm Republican now. Just burn it all.
What do you mean now? I'm just kidding.
They've been doing that for almost 80 years.
While we're on enemies, real quick.
Yeah.
Hitler?
Yes.
How did they look? Did they look like they were a traffic person? Because that guy was cop. Like, he was all over the place. I'd never seen so much road work. It was road work guys everywhere. I was like, okay, so road work after this happens makes sense because, like, you need to fix everything. Everything's fucked. But apparently, before everything went down, the roads were already garbage, and they were working on them. And now they're zombies.
They're in high reflective vests.
Dude, I think the zombies look great in this game, though. The aesthetic. But no, I want to mention an enemy you guys didn't see was the giant alligator.
Okay.
In the sewer. It's an iconic part from the original where Leon has to run from the alligator, and then a pipe. It eats a pipe, and then you got to shoot the pipe, and it explodes. There's a whole chase scene where Leon's running at the camera, and you just see the thing chasing you in the background.
Nice.
It's quick, but
so it chases you. That's weird.
It's a weird thing.
So do you have to like dodge stuff? Like, because I personally hate gimmicky stuff like that where you look
kinda.
You have to run at the camera because you can't see shit coming.
Yeah.
Like, so
it's 100% what it was.
Anything 100%. It throws at you is just like you're like, well, how the fuck was I supposed to
dodge that or something else? Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100% what that little.
So are you running? Fuck you!
Yeah, I hate that shit.
Yeah, well, it's on Leon playthrough.
I mean, that's
one of the biggest reason I hate Crash Bandicoot.
It's very Resident Evil. So I mean, there's Capcom right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk on the environments a little bit.
Yeah.
So again, I'm doing a lot of comparisons to the first one. I guess it just makes sense.
You have to.
But the care that they took to preserve the rooms one for one, like down to the color palettes that they use to make these rooms, it's like an exact replica, just not what do they call it? The pre-rendered background, just a 3D model now.
Yeah.
It's just the exact same thing. They just did it so well, and just the care that they put into that. Just
other than the times that you had to hold in X to be able to jump down to the next screen, so that way it would be a continuous, camera shot.
Oh, now you see it because you were arguing the exact opposite thing in God of War.
Okay, I'm just being an asshole right now because that's just how they load things and make it seem like it's not what it is. No, I know what it is. No, I know what it is. Like you're looking at me like thinking like, oh no, it just magically fucking happens. No, there needs to be like a rendering point and just.
What are you talking about? You mean like the elevator rides? Is that what you're?
Yeah, sure. There's one. Oh, you're being serious.
I don't know why you're complaining about it. I don't think they're trying to hide that some loading is happening.
We don't need to do this. We don't need to do this right now.
I don't know what you're arguing.
No, that's all right. We don't
I
need
think
to
you
do
just
this
want to
right
argue
now.
for the sake of arguing.
Sometimes.
Someone has to fill the seat.
That was for you, Clark.
Yep.
So anyways, graphics. So I thought, you said in development that this, this remake came out 1 year before the 3 remake. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so if they would have taken any longer than that, I would say shame on them, because like the police station was already like there's so many areas that were the exact same copies like between 2 and 3 that were just like, well, no wonder why it fucking only took them a year. Mm-hmm. Like most of it was done.
Well, other than the police station, what are you...
Kind of.
Well, yeah, but like the police station is a huge part of Claire's story.
It is, yes.
And it's a huge part of Jill's story.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work done.
Joe is throwing his
all
hands
the same
up in
assets.
the air.
Like the engine's the same. Like everything was the same between them, right?
Yeah.
So like good on them for reusing it, but like at the same time, was it like that similar between 2 and 3 on the originals? Like, do you remember?
Like the police station, 100%. It's like revisiting the police station. I a little bit different, but I kind of even remember them using the same music, if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
There's just certain sections that are cut off in 3. Just it's a little bit more narrow.
I don't think you go to the top floor in 3.
I don't remember.
But yeah, so okay, so I was
it's
curious.
not the full police station, but what you do revisit, copy paste.
Yeah. Well, good on them for making a killing on like having half the game done for both.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever works.
Yeah. Yeah. I did feel like I don't know. I felt like there were the character models were a little worse maybe. Everything felt very flat.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like color wise and stuff like that.
I don't know. I did not really get that.
Yeah.
At least with, like a console playthrough.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't really see it, it's just have like the TV on the wall and just kind of like I got immersed in it. So maybe it could have been, but I just did not pay that much attention because I was more scared about what the fuck is going to come around the corner. And be like, oh, fuck, not again.
Yeah.
I pooped.
I will say, I know this is gameplay, but I feel like the zombies took a lot of bullets to kill.
They did. Even on assisted.
Yeah.
They did.
I'm talking like 10 to 15 bullets, like, per each.
I
got a little bit than that. I think I was like usually around 8.
Which is actually
was
probably
taking my
more.
I was always
realistic.
going for headshots.
Yeah.
Same, but it's like you'd be like 1, 2, 3. All right, it's down, and then you go up with like the combat knife, and and then you hear, it's like, okay, you're still alive, so let me just 1, 2.
Did you know 3. You can shoot off limbs to like
paralyze them and shit?
Yeah.
No.
No,
you
I
can
didn't
shoot
know
really?
that at all.
and like the legs or arms, like you could just
For fuck's sake.
yeah.
Oh, back to graphics. What I did love was when you used the high-powered ammo and like you shot a headshot. Sometimes you could get a regular headshot to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Their whole head like split open.
Yeah.
That was great.
Then you know
so
they're
satisfying.
dead.
yeah, I was like, okay, I don't have to worry about that guy.
Oh, I love when it's first bullet too. Like I think it's every bullet has a certain percentage chance
like a
to do it.
1% chance.
Yeah, something like that. So
But you have to like sit and like let the reticle just like ease in, and then when it stops, then it's like, this is the best shot, and then you try, and then every once in a while, you get that one shot. It's like, you're done.
Dude exploded.
Yeah. Other times, then that one shot makes up for the other 16 that it takes to put down the other fucking zombie right next to it.
Graphically, I don't know if you encountered this at all. And I thought this was kind of cool. So, typically, if you get attacked by a zombie, you go through that whole grappling animation. And if there's another one nearby, it waits until you're done that animation, and then that one grabs you for his whole animation.
Oh, really?
So, like, they can't combine. For this, though, they introduced different animations where it changes the whole perspective if a second one comes into the picture. So
Really?
if one tackles you, you see him wrestling, and you could do like your knife thing or whatnot. If a second one grabs you, you go down.
Oh.
The weight from two of them pushes you on the ground, and then there's a whole animation where you're like elbow one and sock the other to roll it off.
Shit.
It's cool that they introduced this dynamic where if you're attacked by multiples, it changes the whole animation of the attack, which I think is so cool. So
Never
cool.
got put in that situation.
Same.
Well, I did a lot in the speed run mode. It's
Okay.
you could just get fucked in that.
That
it's
makes sense.
so hard.
That makes sense.
Get fucked so
You
hard.
get fucked so hard. Like there's rooms like smaller than this room with like 5 zombies.
It's great audio.
And they have a liquor chasing you. Like
Funny enough, you got one right here.
In this room.
nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lick your face.
So I thought some of the videos were like worse than the actual like gameplay and stuff like that, quality wise.
They tried. I
Like,
mean, it was
the video where the helicopter crashes. Like the helicopter was comically bad.
That one was bad. I will say, like the majority of like the other like
They
quote
were
unquote
mostly
FMVs,
okay, but like every now and then it was just like,
where they're just like, we don't have enough money for the budget here, so just throw in the thing from 25 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been funnier if they just played the one from PS1 and just like said YOLO.
I mean, it kind of looked like it. I do think the helicopter was like pretty fucking close.
It was
It's
bad.
like I saw some pixels.
Let's shoot off Mr. X's hat and talk audio.
Oh yeah, I got that achievement.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Audio.
He had a hat.
Yeah. A
Yeah,
fedora.
Remember we were singing the Time Bomb song?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a hat.
Yeah,
God,
you
shoot
shoot
it
it off, and then it bothers him for the rest of the game. He'll go like he has a hat.
Like he reaches for
Yeah,
it,
and it's not there anymore.
God damn it!
Because did you ever see him like fix his hat after he like ducks through a room?
No, because I'm just
he's
trying to
like-
run from him.
He's always moving around with his hand on his head and
God
stuff.
damn it!
Yeah, he's like really into this hat.
Yeah.
You shoot it and take that one joy away from him.
I'm sad now. I don't want him to be happy at all before he gets ripped in half by William.
It does increase the speed 3 times faster though. Once you
Okay.
shoot it off.
Oh,
right.
wow. Okay.
I'm just
that
kidding.
might-
I was just trying to freak Steve out.
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to play it again anyway. It's
spoiler
already
alert.
uninstalled. I'm good, darling.
Days. Steve going into final thoughts when we're not even in that segment.
Whoa.
just teasing.
Whoa.
Just teasing.
Whoa. I know we're audio.
Yeah.
So at least with that, I will
So,
say the audio of number one.
Headphones.
Headphones. You need to play with headphones.
Yeah.
You should play every game now that I've learned with headphones, but especially something like this, because then you know you're being stalked by a 9-foot fucking giant named Andre, who's just like coming after you, and it's terrifying. And then you can get away, and then all of a sudden, fuck!
X go give it to you.
What? Good. Whoa. But I mean, other than that, creepy fucking zombie noises. The environment, just like I think I really didn't notice much until I got to the laboratory and actually heard like within the I'll just say the plant room, you could hear like the little rustling of the vines and shit just going like as you're walking around. Like I have to turn around like 180 real quick to be like, what's there? Nothing. All right, let me walk a little bit. What's there? Nothing. Okay, keep walking a little bit. I think that's where the sound or the ambiance really kind of shined. Otherwise, I mean, you just heard like scary shit throughout the game, and that's, checks off my book for audio. I was scared. I peed a little.
Nice.
Before I forget, I do want to mention something that was very comical. The zombies, their motor skills were not the greatest.
Sure.
I don't know if you
Fair.
saw where they did that walk by where they look to the left, but their legs keep going forward.
Yeah, like they have a little bit of momentum going, and they can't really quite get themselves. Yeah, it's the same way Claire plays.
Anyway, I was at a doorway, but the zombie kept walking back and forth, and he did it like 6 times before he was able to come through the
Oh, because he
archway.
had too much momentum and just couldn't stop at the
Yeah,
doorway.
he would just walk, but his head would be looking at me, but he would just walk on by the doorway, and I swear to God, it happened 6 times, just back and forth, back
So
and forth.
I saw that a few times in the police station when I was in the locker room where you have to put the keycaps.
Oh, yeah.
I was in there, and it happened a couple of times there where they just like randomly were just like whoop right past the door.
There's,
Yeah, I saw Liquor do it a few times too, where they just climbed right across the door,
oh, jeez.
and I was like, I'm gonna hang out for a little minute.
Oh, man. I think it was really cool kind of revisiting some of that classic music.
Yeah.
In general, though, I'm not in love with this soundtrack as much. It was just like it was more nostalgia than anything with some of those key songs. And
Gotcha. Did you turn on the original music option that you were talking about earlier?
just a little bit. I mean, I wanted
Okay.
to play like just the new stuff. So
Gotcha.
Right. Okay.
But I just kind of wanted to play with that in the menu. The dialogue is very campy.
Yeah.
And let's be honest.
It's Resident Evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the tone of their dialogue does not match the situation
Never
that they're
does.
in. It just
Hey!
doesn't at all.
Why are you here?
Hey, you
because I
stink.
care. I've been here for like 3 hours, but I love you like you're my own daughter. Okay.
It's like they wrote the lines and told everybody that they were going to be like on a sitcom like Full House or something.
Yeah.
They
They're
are.
like, okay, pretend you're all hanging out on the couch watching a funny show. Go. They're like,
I just see the liquor coming down the stairs a little bit, and then stops like 3/4 at the top of the stairs, and just
Oh, you.
that. It's like, oh, liquor.
just that,
Test subject 628.
But no, it's just very weird when you have these very creepy moments. There's a lot of them in this game, but then it goes to dialogue scene. Oh, you stink, Claire.
I feel like they lean into it.
Oh, yeah. And I think that started with the very first game when they hired the real live actors to do that whole... Like, I think that just started... Like this is who we are as Resident Evil. Like, and I don't think they can break that.
That's where shower porn became a thing. It's like, I'm just going to need to take a bath. And then $10 million.
Are you talking about Parasite Eve?
Sure. Another one. I don't know.
That is Square Enix, sir.
Yeah, Claire is talking about having to take a shower at least 5 times throughout the game.
Oh, okay. Fine.
To where she's like, she's a stinky girl.
Sorry,
and then
I couldn't
there's some
put together
there's
where
some
you were going.
guys out there like,
I don't know. Some of the times you make comments, Steve, they come way out of left field.
that's very fair. I do not
Don't worry,
fault you.
listeners. It's not just you.
If you listen long enough, then you understand. If not, listen more. And I still love you.
Yeah. Any comments you guys have on?
I thought the environmental sounds were mostly good. I found it very like when you walked outside on the street and stuff like that. It's like rainy environment.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the puddles like had more of like instead of like a splashing sound, it was more of a squishing sound, and it was very weird. Like the first time I noticed it, I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Just lots of sponges.
I thought literally. I thought I stepped in something other than water.
Go, 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 go. I'm an enemy.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I didn't pick up on
Yeah,
that.
it felt like I stepped in like an ooze or something. Like that's what the
Yeah.
sound was more like.
Gotcha.
I don't play with headsets on, by the way. There's something about it freaks me out.
You're missing out.
It's
dude.
too
Too
in there.
real.
Too real, yes.
Too much, man. I mean, I get that.
That's my separation. That's my barrier, man.
No, I do get that. Especially if I'm the last one that's awake and I'm just sitting there, and then like one of my dogs, like Kirby, is sitting on like the edge of the couch, and then I'm sitting and I just hear kind of like something in the background. I'm like, "Oh, what's that?" And then his head pops up and starts looking at the door. What are you fucking looking at? And especially playing like a game like this, I'm like, this is fine. No, we're good. We're all right. I don't trust the dog.
Yeah. I sit in this room in the dark when I usually play, and I know full well there's a glass door behind me and 2
God.
windows that are at ground level to my right.
God.
So it's just that is always the thing on my mind.
Good to know Harry
Just need
will die
security
first.
cameras.
Yeah.
Cool. Are we ready to hop into final thoughts then?
I think so.
Dope. Let's let's minigun this bitch into final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Did not get a minigun for Leon.
Oh.
And did you get a minigun for Claire A?
Yes.
Okay. So it's
Yeah.
just a Claire thing.
It was like right before,
and he's hopping around on the walls and shit like that.
like, he was hopping around, like, because there's like the train car that's going down, and then he's on the wall on top of the train car, and you have to like run around the train car to not get hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, so like right before that battle is when you go into like the train station, you pick up the minigun, and then you hit the button to engage the engine car to start lowering, and then that's where Final Boss comes in.
Oh, I will say you did not get the rocket launcher.
No.
That's like Leon's minigun,
Okay.
but it's a one-shot kill. Like that's you just
Gotcha.
gotta hit once.
Nope, did not get that.
And Ada tosses it to you, I believe.
Gotcha. Yeah, no. After playing this game once already, I thought, what is there really more to do? And I did see that they made some changes from the original to the remake and really put some effort into it. To me, it's still not my flavor of game, but once I started getting the no pun intended, getting the train rolling, it was easy to kind of keep like
At the very end.
following along. But it did take quite a while to get there. Like, need to build the steam to get the engine going.
I can't stop comparing this game to 3.
That makes sense though. Like they're so close apart, same engine. Like,
Yeah, I feel like this game was way slower moving. Like kind of like you were saying, Steve. I think 3 there was it was more segmented. It made the story progress quicker. I feel like there was a lot of time you were just aimlessly running around doing puzzles for the sake of doing puzzles is what it felt like. I don't know. Like, and the controls were not great. I just felt like it. Like, I was like, man, like, I can't believe how much changed between 2 and 3. Is what was the most surprising to me. Yeah, overall, it just wasn't the same.
okay, that's fair.
What about you, Harry?
I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed 3 a little bit more as well, but it just a lot of this was nostalgia for me. I love the original
Right.
Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, and just to see that the care that they put into it to kind of make it a reimagining of that, and not just throw that all aside and do whatever they wanted and call it Resident Evil 2 remake. Like, I feel like they took. I feel like if there's a company that does remakes well, it's this company is leading the charge on that. They do a lot of questionable things as a company, but I feel at least when it comes to doing remakes, like, they have that down pat, and I think they are leader in the industry for doing remakes.
Okay.
So yeah, I honestly, it was just really cool to see a lot of some of those things that I grew up as a child playing. So my opinion is tainted because of nostalgia.
Well,
personally,
you are also a taint, so it
Interesting.
just makes sense.
so yeah, I guess that kind of wraps up my final thoughts.
Yeah.
All right, let's score it with a flashbang. I don't know.
We
wanted
just,
to make a thematic transition.
No,
so we'll just-
you fucking nailed it, man. I don't know how anyone can top that ever again.
The score.
All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'm going to give Resident Evil 2 Remake the same score that it gave me in the very end.
That's appropriate.
I'm going to give it a B.
Okay.
I feel like it was a fair remake. It was a fun remake. But I just still have some reservations. So, flat B.
Yeah, Joe, if you want to go, I'm looking up my previous scores.
I'm gonna give it a 60.
Okay.
There was a lot of groundwork laid there, and I can appreciate that. I think
Yeah.
Just give me
ties
one.
with Resident Evil Village.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fair.
If you would have ranked Village higher, I would have been personally offended.
Well,
All right, Harry.
of Clark, I would say
Final score.
get it on his sale. If you can get it for $20, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, if you can get it for 10, that's better, but you probably have to blow a guy for it. I'm Clark. Thanks, Clark. Appreciate you.
I'm going to give it a 7.0.
Okay.
Which, just to give another couple, tied with Uncharted 4, ties with God of War,
Okay.
the one that we just did, Metal Gear Solid 2, Super Smash Brothers, nope, Dead by Daylight. Yeah, no, that kind of follows that.
that's
and
a good
I
ga-
gave Nemesis an 8, by the way, so
Okay.
I'm giving it a full point lower than
It's
Resident
still
Evil
a
3.
good score for Harry's standards.
I enjoyed it. I did. It ticked the boxes that I needed.
Yeah.
Personally, it wasn't a platformer, so it
there
had
you
that
go.
going for it.
There you go.
That's
That's a huge. I fucking hate platformers.
No.
They drive me bananas.
No fucking way. No way.
They're always hard. All right, yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for Resident Evil 2 Remake. Thank you for enjoying the episode.
Yeah.
It wasn't an option.
Yeah, it wasn't an option.
You're just here.
We're just forcing you to
Make sure you fucking hit up our Discord.
Yeah, absolutely. Say hi.
Hit up the Discord.
Just come say hello.
Say hi. We appreciate all of you and any input. I don't know. You can pop on the Discord and say like, hey, you all fucking suck. And then all of us are going to gang up on you, but that's okay too. And with that, if you tell us that we suck, go visit our Patreon and give us $1 to tell us that we suck. Because that's probably the best way to tell
We'll
us
definitely see it then.
that you really don't like us. If you do not like us, pledge $1, and then we will see it, and we will feel so bad about receiving your $1 that we're just going to continue to do this show every other week. So, suck on that.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know.
Stay safe.
Stay sexy.
Love you guys.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to follow us on social media and all streaming platforms at Superfun Podcast for more episodes. If you enjoyed the show, tell a friend about us and consider becoming a Patreon member for more exclusive content.